There we go. We're good to go. You don't have a drink? Oh man. I'm pretty sure that's bad luck. I don't want to start off the year that way.
It's not bad luck. No such thing as bad luck, son.
You know that argument we had last time?
Uh-huh.
I kept on having people stopping me and like trying to like jump in on the debate.
Yeah, I had to say.
What do you mean you guys don't believe it? I'm like, don't look at me, man. Go fucking talk to him. Well, I could agree with him. I'm like, no, you don't. Yeah, I mean, I see his point of view.
Yeah.
I don't really agree with it, but I'm like, no. Like,
I had people say the same thing. People were telling me you're right, and I had people saying no,
You're wrong.
Yeah, it was funny, but that's.
It's a good debate. It's kind of like a funny debate to have, but it's like, you kind of understand everybody's side of it, but it's like when you understand it, like, no, you're fucking wrong.
I finally came up with the perfect scenario for a lucky punch.
Okay.
So, you and I are fighting one-on-one.
Uh-huh.
Your buddy over here
Uh-huh.
is getting ready to steal me. I throw a punch and it hits you. As I rear back, as he's about to hit me, I hit him, knock him out.
See, but I don't agree that
that's luck.
I don't think that's a lucky punch, though.
How's that not luck?
I think it's more of like someone was in the way.
Yeah, but he was coming to punch me. And I would luckily popped him before he could punch me.
Okay, so how come
you and your friends fight dirty?
Right, but what happens if I go to swing and I miss, but then I keep turning and I'm just flailing my arm around and that hits you? It's kind of the same thing.
Well, that's not really that's
a lucky punch. I fucking won it.
Yeah, but
yes,
that's not
fucking.
That wasn't.
Mate,
but that's really not a punch. If it's
so
flailing,
how's that not a punch?
No, because I reared my fist back.
But same thing. I go here, I miss, and I keep spinning. And I'm like, oh,
there's
boom.
no way that's gonna happen.
But that's why it's a lucky punch.
No,
but you would agree that that was a lucky punch if that landed.
Flail around a 360 and it hit me.
But you would agree if that happened. That's a lucky
arms?
punch. Yeah, I kind of do.
Who are you, Plastic Man or
Spaghetti, Mr. Spaghetti Man,
or Inspector Gadget?
But you would agree that's a lucky punch then, if that landed.
If that
Thank
landed.
you. Game over. That's how we start the year.
That's not.
That's how we
not
start.
the same.
Speaking
that's
of which, first podcast of the year. Cheers to that.
Yep. Starting off 2019 on a Saturday instead of our normal day.
It feels so weird. Like it doesn't feel like a Saturday.
But we'll be back here Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah. Tuesday night.
Yeah, I go to Tuesday. I might end up going to LA at the end of the month, so I'll let you know. But that would be a Wednesday, Thursday, so we got to figure that out. You know what we do have to do? What we have to do? We have to go over the names of the people, studio names of people.
Studio names.
Like,
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. They all suck.
I thought a couple of them were kind of funny.
No, they suck.
No.
And I love you guys. They suck.
I think a couple of them were kind of funny.
I don't think it needs to be jiu-jitsu centric. I think making it jiu-jitsu centric limits you. It pigeonholes you. It doesn't allow you freedom of
Well, we kind of can't say
creativity.
that considering that it's called Jiu-Jitsu Radio.
It's jiu-jitsu radio, but it's not. We don't do jiu-jitsu in this room.
Well, not yet, but I'm sure at some point it'll happen.
Probably.
Okay, well, I think we should still go over the names, though. You want to pull it up?
You pull it out.
Pull it up. See what we got listed on there. Like, even if we don't end up going with any of the names that were suggested, I think we're still going to be giving away stuff. I am waiting for the last package from Chocaloha, and it is not their fault. It is completely
How's it? It still hasn't gotten there?
Oh, no. So this is okay. I take responsibility for a portion of this, but it's really the post office's fault. Because evidently they're all fucking inept. And even though I spent 2 hours on the phone talking to them, they don't know. It's like, so instead of I put my home address and I put the work address, like kind of mixed together. So it was like, first half was my home address, but then I put city, and zip code, I put a different one by accident. Actually, no, it was just the city. The zip code was still like my home address. So it came from Washington to West Palm to Boca, Boca to West Palm to Boca, from Boca to Opa-locka, Opa-locka to West Palm, back to Boca, then off to Seattle. And they were going to send it back, and it was going to come back from Seattle again. and then they finally just dropped it off at Chocoloha again. So I spoke to the folks over at Chocoloha, and they sent it back out again. So I definitely take my responsibility for a portion of it, but at the end of the fucking day, if I call you up and I say, hey, listen, I screwed up, can we fix this? No. I'm like, listen, what do you mean you can't fix this? I could call up Amazon. I could order something like yesterday, today, while it's en route, say, hey, can you have it dropped off somewhere else? Sure. It'll be a little bit of a fee, but you can do it. They can fucking drop off pizza in an automated car. They got drones dropping off your packages from fucking Amazon. Why can we not sit there and go to the post office and say, hey, just hold it there. I will drive to Apalaka to fucking get that package. No, sorry, we can't do that. Like, I literally said to the guy, I'm like, you wonder why, like...
Opelika is like a bad part of Miami.
Yeah, but I'll still fucking drive there for, like, to go get my package if it's, like, going back and forth. They're wasting taxpayer money.
You better bring your pistol.
I don't care. It wouldn't be the first time. But even then, it's like, is it really that fucking hard? Is it really that hard to just sit there and like say, "Oh no, we're gonna hold on to this one"? It's like everything is tracked, right?
They do that with FedEx.
Right, FedEx will sit there and do that. And I told them, "Okay, can you just send it back then?" Well, it'll eventually just end up going back. Like, what do you mean eventually? I'm telling you, just go ahead and send it back. And there's just no way that they were willing to do anything to stop it, to let me go grab it, whatever. It was just, it's gonna do like let God sort it out kind of thing. It's like, then they wonder why they're all losing their fucking jobs. Like, sorry, hate to break it to you. Like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. So let's go over some of these names.
All right, we're going down the list, right?
We're going down this. Jit Soap probably had my favorite.
Okay. Like our Jit Soap?
Our Jit Soap. So there was three suggestions. Though I don't know why our sponsor would make these suggestions. What do you want to win your soap?
I mean, that's what I was going to say. Like, if he wins, would I have to ship him out his own soap? It'd be kind of funny.
Actually, it would be funny. But we have the Backtake Barracks, which...
It's kind of cool. We're not military, though.
The Choke Temple, which kind of ties in...
Right. I'd go that.
The gym. But this one's my favorite. The Blue Oyster Studio.
The Blue Oyster Studio?
Yes. And the reason why... I don't know if you remember...
Blue Oyster Cult?
No, it's not Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, from
Police Academy.
Police Academy, yeah.
The Blue Oyster Bar.
I thought it was the Toolbox.
No, it was Blue Oyster Bar.
What was the Toolbox? The Toolbox was in not Wayne's World, was they did it in it was Wayne's World. In Police Academy was the Blue Oyster Bar. In Wayne's World it was the Toolbox.
Whenever they went in there, the song
That's called, it's actually a really good song. That's it's not Lambada. Is it? I think it's Lambada, yeah. I like that song.
When I was in high school...
You used to go to that bar?
No. When I was in high school...
You bounced at that bar?
We things were a little bit more free as far as calling people names.
Oh, yeah, using the F word?
Using the F word or just calling somebody gay.
Right.
But we stopped calling people gay.
Right.
We would just... If somebody did something that we thought was... Non-hetero, we would start singing that song.
Oh,
that became our calling call.
You know, like, what's his face went nuts?
Steve Gutenberg.
Yeah.
Like he did something after Phil Hartman's wife.
Yeah, he had like a press conference or something.
Yeah, something weird. I heard that the other day. I was listening to one of the older.
He was like the man back in the day, I guess. All the movies he did. All right, so the Blue Oyster.
The Blue Oyster Bar is my favorite. Then we have BJJ Boricua. The Rear Naked Dojo.
Oh, Nelson. Shout out to Nelson. It was his birthday the other day. He's officially 45 years old.
Then his second, he had a second.
What was the first one?
That was the first one.
What?
The Rear Naked Dojo.
Oh, the Rear Naked Dojo.
And then his second
R&D?
R&D. The second one was the Wasp Nest.
I think it's because I told him I fucking hated the Ant-Man movie.
Did we have wasps in here?
No, but I think it's because I told him the Ant-Man movie and I didn't want to watch it. Inside joke, I guess, between him and I.
Then Nilsy, his first, Nils went a little crazy. So
you could tell that pre-workout hit when he fucking saw that.
The first one was the Submission Studio.
Like, wow, hard at work, I see. That brain was working overtime.
But now we go to La Chopsticks.
Oh, Cat. La Cat.
The Cat. We have the napsicle stand
She had a good one. Yeah, the napsicle stand was pretty funny.
or the tapsicle stand, which that's actually, if I'm gonna go with something, that one's not bad.
Tapsicle or napsicle?
Tapsicle.
See, I like napsicle.
Yeah, but then it makes me think of nappy hair.
No, that's just you.
Nappy. I like that. Either one, I guess. Then we have Tap Room by Stuart Goldberg.
Oh, Stu. What up, Stu? He's a good friend of mine. He's actually, I want to get him on the podcast. He's someone that I met in my time working in the music industry, and he is very well known in the music industry. He's worked with a lot of like big names, and he's a good dude. He's an all-around good guy, man. He's really funny.
Then we have Nilsy going off.
Oh, this is when he went off?
Yes, we have Choke Cage,
Meh.
Tap and Snap Studio,
That's kind of funny.
Darce Den,
That was okay.
RNC Control Room,
That's like RNC. I always think of that as
the Republican National Committee.
no.
That's what I hear.
I think for some reason I think about like my days when I used to work with like robotics and like working on lathes and stuff like that. It was like an RNC machine and a CNC lathe and stuff.
Then we have the Choke Center,
It's okay.
the Beat Down Barricade.
It sounds to me like he was kind of like. Well, he said the barracks before too, right?
No,
Who's the one that said the barracks?
that was Jit Soap.
See, Nails is ripping people off.
No, Barracks Barricade. It's
I guess it's two different things.
two different things. A barricade has nothing
But why?
to really do with.
Why would he put I guess maybe he was looking at that.
I don't know.
The famous yellow barricades from IBJJF.
Then we
tournament.
have Cass, PSD,
Yeah,
Need a Face Studio,
inside joke. Yeah.
Josh Bacon, The Strangler Studio,
Not bad. That's kind of cool. Strangler Studios. It almost sounds like one of those horror flick studios.
and then there's Pablo Sant, Ricky Morty.
Ricky Morty.
Rick E. Morty.
That'd be kind of funny.
You know, I wouldn't mind like I dig fucking all the shit from
What?
Stranger Things, and they had that fucking. I bought that I think '93 brand came out with it, and they fucked up on the sizes. It was a rash guard that said "Strangle Things."
Oh, I remember that when it first came out.
And I bought it, but it's like they fucked up hard on the sizes.
Yeah.
Like the extra large was like a medium. And the double X was like a small.
But
It
did
was
they
like-
admit to it or no?
Yeah. They gave me back my money and everything. It was through BJJ HQ.
Yeah.
By the way, we've never really talked about BJJ HQ, and I don't know if we can talk about it.
Why?
Well, can we?
Why wouldn't?
Well, they're not a sponsor, right?
So? We fucking talk about everybody
Yeah,
else.
yeah, but-
okay, hold on.
yeah.
First of all, can we go back? We still got to pick the fucking name here.
Okay.
Like
I don't like any of them.
you don't like any of them. There's not
Not-
even like a runner-up.
There's maybes.
I think Tapsicle Stand.
Tapsicle stand.
Tapsicle Stand sounds pretty good to me.
That's or nap. I'm fine with either. I like the Blue Oyster Studio, just because.
And that was Jits that gave us that one.
Yeah.
I'll get to bust his balls about that now.
But it was awesome. If you can bring up something from the '80s, you're gonna.
If I can put that like the neon sign
The
up on
neon
top of the
sign.
door, I would totally do it.
And what we would have to do is we'd have to get a cutout of like one of
Gutenberg,
no, we get a cutout of the fucking village
the biker
people,
dude.
and we cut him out, and he's our fucking guy.
That'd be great. We could do that. I think he just won a bar of his own soap. I'm gonna send you a bar of your own soap just as a joke now. Oh, I could just mess with him and send him like a bar of like a competitor.
Yeah, you send him.
I'll send him a bar of Dove soap.
Yeah, I was gonna say send him some Irish Spring. No,
Oh,
don't
good.
send him that because I don't have any of this fucking shit.
Well, these I got to give away.
Well, they can go.
Actually, my favorite ones like I keep obviously, but like this one's really good. Smell that. That'll clean up your sinuses real quick.
It smells shit.
By the way,
Oh, it does smell. I did.
so
get
like
it.
for people that aren't watching on the YouTube channel, you're fucking up. But if you go to the YouTube channel,
No, you're not fucking up. Download
you'll see that I have the CBD solve that they have up for sale. It's made with Vitaleaf. This shit is solid. So I would definitely suggest you go out and pick some up. Use the promo code and snag yourself some up because this stuff is awesome. No THC, it's just CBD oil. Stuff works pretty good. It's great for like when you get like Matt Burns and things like that. Like this, just throw that on there. It's pretty cool.
By the way, there's a shit ton of people who are really named Matt Burns.
Matt Burns, yeah.
Yeah, the fact that not all of them wrestle or grapple is a travesty to me.
Do you know how annoying it would be to like call it like a match and it's 2 Matt Burns going up against each other?
Okay.
Matt Burns versus Matt Burns. Now Matt Burns is up by 2 points. Matt Burns with the takedown. Like that would be kind of annoying.
Well, you don't call him that.
It's like Matt 1 and Matt 2.
Yeah.
Matt 1 and Matt 2
Two
on
on
Matt
3.
4. Matt 4, please. All right, so what were you gonna say now about BJJHQ
I think that has been a great
website? Oh, for sure. They have some awesome stuff.
A lot of people don't even. It's funny how many people don't know about it.
But you know what it is? Like even when I first started, I had to ask around because it looked so sketchy. It didn't look like a legitimate website. So it took a while for me to like finally trust it. So I bought one little thing. It was like for $5. I think I bought like Valetudo shorts or something. And then I was like, oh, bought the headgear. Or I buy this. But like now for their gi deals, like their gi deals are
gi
like,
deals
make
are
you
sick.
broke.
MMA and MMA HQ. It's
Same
got some
thing.
good. I wonder if there's a Muay Thai HQ.
I don't think so. I know that they throw a lot of Muay Thai stuff on the MMA HQ.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's enough stuff to have an entire HQ for Muay Thai. You're either gonna get gloves, shin guards, or maybe shorts, like cups.
Well, cups, wraps,
That's it.
what are those headband things called?
Oh,
And then the arm things.
Yeah, you're not gonna buy that there. You can't just buy that online. That's something that's tradition. Like that comes down through tradition
kick
of the
pad
school.
or
The kick pads and stuff.
kick
But again,
pads.
you get all that at MMA HQ. Not that they're sponsoring us, but they should. You know what's funny though, because you bring up the rash guard. My favorite rash guard, hands down. Shit, I haven't even seen it in a while. I need to go through my closet and find it. It was like the last thing that this company put out, and it was Destroyer SG, I think. Yeah, and it's that He-Man one.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it. I worn it a bunch of times. But I remember I bought it. I paid for it, and then it was like 4 or 5 months down the road. I'm like, did I buy something? I could have sworn I fucking bought something. I'm pretty sure I bought a rash guard, and I couldn't find it. I remember I was going through all my stuff, and then sure enough, like I find it that it got like charged to my card. So like I shot them an email. I'm like, hey, what's going on with the rash guards? Like, oh, sorry, we've been like far behind, but they're actually shipping out next week.
Incoming.
Oh, there we go.
Drinky.
Can they hear it? Oh shit, I gotta move my car, huh? Alright, we're gonna take a pause here.
What, not stopping the video?
Yeah, now we're back. Yeah.
Oh, because now you're going to...
I have to like bump everything and make sure everything stays sync. But whatever. It is what it is. I'll get it done. So we got a semi-winner. We're probably not gonna name the studio that, but Kat definitely won some gear because she had the funniest name. And and the rash guard shit that we were talking about. But
Yeah.
yeah, I gotta find that rash guard. I haven't worn that shit in forever. I got too much junk.
So we didn't stop. We didn't remember. I said we need to start out our.
Oh, you learned something?
Yes.
I remember I learned something the other day and then I totally forgot it. So, what you got for me?
Today I learned the screenplay for the James Bond movie You Only Live Twice was written by Roald Dahl. Roald Dahl was who wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Right. And?
He wrote a 007 movie.
Yeah, I wrote a screenplay. What do you want me to do?
That was 007.
So?
Have you ever read any of his stuff? Have you ever
Roald Dahl?
Yeah.
No.
He has got like
You Only Live Twice is also like, right, it's You Only Live Twice, you said?
Yeah.
It's got to be hands down probably the most racist James Bond movie you will ever watch. And it's definitely super racist to begin with.
I don't remember that one to tell you the truth.
So You Only Live
It was
Twice.
Roger Moore, right?
No, it's Sean Connery. and it starts off with him being in bed with this like Asian lady, and he's in bed, she gets up, and he says to her, why is it that Asian women taste different than other women? She's like, like what? And then he's like, well, like so and so is like different than Peking duck. She's like, honey, I give you the best duck. He's like, dude, it's super. And that's not even the bad part. That's literally how the movie starts off. So he is on, what do you call those? Is it a Murphy bed? The one that flips up?
Yep.
Okay. So he's on a Murphy bed. And out of nowhere, these guys come running into the room. And like they flip up the bed. And then they just shoot the shit out of the bed. And then whatever, like the cops come by after. And you see him dead on the bed. Now everybody thinks he's dead. Comes back. And they send him to infiltrate this like Asian gang, like whatever, like organization.
Wait.
And
They're sending
Sean Connery,
a Scottish man, to infiltrate.
and this is how bad it is that they dress him up and try to make him look like Japanese, like Asian. So they give him like this little wig, like a little black-haired wig, and then they tan him. They like spray paint him like brownish yellow, and he's with a kimono, and he's supposed to be this Asian-looking spy now.
They don't look
So-
at the fact that he's
6'4", like muscly white guy,
and
with
Guilo,
right.
round eye.
So yeah, it's super racist. Like there's no way it could ever pass like by today.
Well,
It's the equivalent of John Wayne trying to be Genghis Khan. That's what it was. But yeah, super racist movie if you want to watch it.
What's funny is it's like everything is getting like what you can and cannot do. Like, do you know what the big thing is now? What college kids are railing against now?
What?
Seinfeld.
Why?
They're saying it was racist and sexist and all this stuff.
I don't know. What racist part?
Well, I don't know. Like calling the guy the soup Nazi. Like there's like
He guy called himself the soup Nazi. He was a real person.
I'm just saying. It's like
Well, that's why I don't get involved in politics.
I don't pretend to understand it, but
People
it
are
made me
soft.
laugh. I'm like, oh boy, they're just gonna start attacking
They're going
everything.
for
They're
everything.
gonna look. Wait till these kids find out about Archie Bunker.
Oh, God, are you kidding me? That's so bad. It is so bad. Like, yeah, that show is indefinitely racist.
Oh yeah, like he was a racist.
Yeah.
Like he called.
He would drop the N-bomb like left and right.
I don't remember I don't remember that, but I definitely remember the episode with Sammy Davis Jr. on it. Mm-hmm. And he called him. He called. I can't remember what he called him, but then Sammy Davis Jr. ended up kissing him. It was funny.
Yeah, but I think that was the part. Like they definitely like stepped on some boundaries for the time, and like they kind of like overcame. Because I remember there was one part he was like anti-Semitic or something like that.
He's anti everybody.
Yeah.
He was the epitome of a bigot.
Yeah.
If it wasn't white, it wasn't right.
Well, even like if you watch like, actually, you know what I watched the other day that was super fucking racist? Remember Asterix and Obelisks? You ever watch that?
No.
It was like a European cartoon, really, and it was like these two little Vikings. It's like one little Viking dude, and then like this giant dude. It was basically like you and me, like in cartoon form. One's like little tiny one and one huge one, and they had like special juice that would make them like super strong. It's like, okay, so they're talking about steroids, but they did a
gummy
remake.
bears had special juice that would make them bounce. So
Yeah,
what do you?
But they made like a remake. This was in like 2000. It had to be like 2008 or somewhere around that time. I was like, oh, I remember I wanted to watch this. Let me watch this. It might have been like 2014. Anyway, there's a part where like they're on a boat. Obviously, they're Vikings. They're gonna go
I'm on a
pillage. And it pops out to they find like obviously like pirate boat, and on the what's it called, the perch, the
Crow's Nest.
the crow's nest, right? It pops up to that, and it's the super racist, like stereotypical like black person, like from was it like vaudeville? Like they had that
blackface with the white lips.
Blackface with the big red lips and stuff like that. I was like, what the fuck is this? And like they gave him like this like super racist like voice for like the split second it was on. I was like, no, I'm out. Like normally like I really wouldn't like be like sensitive about that shit, but I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm not gonna have my like childhood like cartoon be like just really just destroyed. I'm like, Tom and Jerry was bad enough. I'm like, fuck this, I'm out.
Well, I'll go ahead and admit that there's times. Well, let me preface this and let me say it again.
You might want to be careful.
Yeah, I'm going to be careful again. So, I abhor the N-word.
Right.
Abhor it. I hate it. But after Boondocks marathons, I can't help but talk like Riley.
Oh, you
for
gotta
a
be
while,
careful with that, yeah.
And I would do it around the house, and I would get in such trouble because every once in a while, because I'm talking like Riley,
yeah,
something would slip out.
No, you can't do that, man. You can't. Like, it's the Boondocks is actually a pretty good show.
It's incredible.
I'm really.
It's an incredible show.
Yeah, and don't forget, it was a comic strip. It started off as a comic strip, but that show pissed me off because of like a lot of other Adult Swim shows. Is that at their peak, then they take fucking forever to put out another show. Like, what is fucking wrong with you? Put out another show. Like, you can't wait. I think it took them 4 years to come up with like another season of the Boondocks. It took Rick and Morty 2 years. Like, it's gonna, like, they're not gonna have another Rick and Morty until the end of this year now. So it's been over a year and a half.
So I wanted to talk something about jiu-jitsu because that just reminded me. So how Archie Bunker, when it's if it wasn't white, it wasn't right to Archie Bunker. It reminded me of something. So for those of you listening at home, which is all of you, because you're not anywhere. Well, you might be in your car. Anyways, listening out there. When it comes to jiu-jitsu, a lot of the things that I like to do is I like to give students easy mnemonic devices to help them remember
Right. Please
things.
don't tell me you made up a mnemonic device with like racist words.
No,
Okay.
no, nothing like that.
Okay.
What happens is we were going over a choke, and I looked up at Cole, and I've said this a million times. When the choke, the arm that's around, when you're choking somebody, the arm that's around, put your elbow on the ground. Always remember that. You do that.
The arm that's around?
The arm that's around.
Oh, you're saying if you're the one doing the choking?
If you're the one doing the choking, the arm that's around, put your elbow on the ground.
Okay.
The flip side to that is if you're being choked, the arm that's around, the way the fingers poke, is your way out of the choke.
Right.
So, I've said it 100 times, if not more, to those guys. And Cole loves the herbal variety of...
He likes to smoke, just say.
Yeah, he likes to smoke. He likes to smoke. And I look up at him, I go, Cole, what's the saying? And he looks at me. He goes, I don't know, if it ain't tight, it ain't right. And we lost it. Yeah. I lost it. I don't think I've ever laughed that hard on the mat. If it ain't tight, it ain't right.
I mean, he's not wrong.
And technically, he's not wrong.
Right.
If it's not tight, it ain't right. It was just like, holy cow. But it got me thinking, it's like, I try to come up with these shortcuts to help people remember things. Mm-hmm. It's funny because my morning gi class is I have a lot of new guys. Never trained before, nothing. And I'm trying to think of it. It's like I try to find ways to make jiu-jitsu easier. But it's not easy when you we were doing arm bars. I did arm bars yesterday, arm bar to triangle, just because it was we had the last day of the week, and I didn't start the curriculum. I'll start it on Monday.
Right.
So I was like, well, let's go over arm bar triangle, and because I had two guys that never trained before. Mm. And he's
Those are the guys that came in?
It might have been. I don't know. I didn't see him. But the guy, he's picking it up. He's like, wow, there's a lot to this. Mm-hmm. And it's funny as you think about it, The armbar is like, when you say this, the armbar is one of jiu-jitsu's basic movements.
Right.
It is a basic jiu-jitsu, or I shouldn't even say that's the problem. I don't think we should call it a basic jiu-jitsu movement. It is a staple jiu-jitsu movement, but it's not basic. When you think about everything that you have to do to get an armbar, it's not an easy move. And what I showed, the way I can illustrate this is I had them roll from the guard, and I go, look, guy from the bottom, all you're looking for is triangles, arm bars, or whatever. That's it. Guy on top, all you're doing is defending. I go, and I go, I want you to see how hard this is. And they got to see. Well, and it's different when somebody knows what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I explained to him, look, 90% of jiu-jitsu is, well, I shouldn't even say that number. I don't even know how big the percentage is. But a lot of jiu-jitsu is the setup. You can't just go right into this shit.
Yeah.
There's subterfuge. There's a little bit of tomfoolery. There's some trickery. I always tell people that jiu-jitsu is a lot like street magic. You make them look at this hand over here while the other hand's doing all the work.
Yeah, well, you're looking at the jingly keys while you're getting robbed.
Right. So, I find it funny how like, and it was one of those moments where I was like, holy shit. There really is no basic moves in jiu-jitsu. There's basic games where you only know, okay, I can pass the guard. Now what do I do? I mean, you've seen that look on white belts' faces.
Yeah.
We teach them how to pass the guard, and then they get to side control, and then they're like,
what do I do now?
what do I do now?
Yeah.
Just hold the position.
I just had that conversation today. With someone today. Like, I'm like, all right, like, don't sit like this and just waiting for something to happen. All right, pass the guard. Okay, now what? I'm like, what'd you just say to me? Like, there's a whole world.
But they don't know it.
Right,
especially
exactly.
in the beginning.
But that's why I'm saying, like, for you, when you say that it shouldn't be called basic. I think you have to look at it in levels, the same way that you do, like, belts. There's level 1 basic moves. Right.
Well, but
which at the end it's still a foundation. It's still a staple.
What I'm thinking is that's what I'm saying though. Is when you say it like
when you say basic, it makes it sound like it's not technical.
Right. And it's not. And think about it. Like if you get the arm bar and you do everything right, so you start with. I always tell them you always start with a choke. Always threaten whenever you get into a new position. Always threaten with a choke if you're in gi, because if you're not threatening with a choke, why are they just going to sit there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They have to defend. Always have them on their heels. But like after that, it's like so they block the choke. You grab the sleeve, you make the angle, you switch hands, and you push the head. You put the leg over the head. Finally got the armbar. But even when you get into position, you're not guaranteed to get that armbar.
Yeah, even if you have everything tight.
Even if you have
could
everything
be getting
tight,
stacked and
you
you
could
don't
be
know.
getting stacked. You don't know.
Yeah.
So it's like it's truly amazing that we call these things basic when they're really not basic. They're only basic because we've learned them.
Well, it's the
and moved
easiest
on.
thing to learn quickly and keep someone's interest to start off with. Because at the end of the day, if you're looking at it from, let's say, from a truthfully like jiu-jitsu foundation aspect of it, you need to know how to pull guard, how to stand up from guard, armbar, triangle, kimura, and then side control. And which you could really find it down even more to just having side control, guard, standing up from guard, right? Like you could literally just keep it from there, and then if you were in a street fight, if you know how to do any three of those things, any one of those three things, you're pretty much in okay shape.
Yeah, right, and that's what I'm telling them. I go, because whenever even in gi class, I tell them, look, there's what we do in here, there's what we do in BJJ, and then there's what we do in the street.
Yeah.
I go, there's a reason why I preach underhook, 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 underhook.
Yeah.
Because 90% of the people out on the street aren't going to know how to keep you down.
Yeah.
But if you know how to get an underhook, it's going to allow you to stand up on almost anybody.
Yeah.
As long as you know how to move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And your opponent is untrained.
Yeah. You know what's funny is when I was doing your class the other day, when I was covering the class the other day, one of the new guys that came in afterwards, like, was asking me questions. He's like, is there anything in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that would translate to stand-up? I'm like pretty much everything. I mean, like, a lot of the stuff that I can do on the ground, I can do, like, standing up. I'm like, there's tons of little things. I'm like, you got to understand the whole history behind of where it came from for you to sit there and say, okay, like, is it going to apply to me here? Like,
Well,
I mean, we could grapple just standing up.
Think about John Jones, what he did to Glover Teixeira's shoulder.
Yeah.
With that overhook.
The wrap, and then you
and
just
then
pull up.
It pulled up.
Yeah.
Or, I've gotten standing head and arms before.
Yeah, I mean, you just jump up into, like, straight into a guillotine.
Yeah, I mean, everything is...
You do straight, even just like a wrist lock.
Every fight starts on a feet.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which,
jiu-jitsu.
I think we need to go over the fact that I pretty much called those fights last time. So I told you that...
We need to start keeping a sheet.
Yeah, I'm going to put something board up.
We need to keep a sheet because I don't remember what I said, nor do I remember
well,
what
you said that Gustafsson had a chance.
He did.
And he did not.
He did have a chance.
He did not have a single chance.
He looked...
like someone who needs to retire because he doesn't have the fire anymore.
No, he looked... well, I was watching the...
Embedded?
Yes, and that made sense.
Yeah, I told you. Like,
he had a baby, and now he's got another one on the way.
Yeah. And that's not even like excuse.
It's like Mickey said that.
But it's not even like the excuse. What it is the fact that the first time that he went on there, he gave it his all. He gave everything. And when you go through wars like that, you lose a little bit of yourself.
Well, I think it's less about that.
No.
I'll tell you what it's about.
And not to mention the fact that not only did you go through this 5-round battle with someone who afterwards just says, "Oh, I didn't even train for this fight." Like, the fuck did you just say to me? And you, regardless of the shit talking, whatever it is, but if you and I sat there and we had this 25-minute brawl, just nonstop brawl, right? And I said to you afterwards, "Yeah, bro, I haven't trained for this." And while you've been going nonstop, twice a day, 3 times a day for the last 8 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever it is, you'd be like, fuck. Like, you'd sink. Even though you might still be like, oh, fuck it, I'll come back. Like, I'll just train
I wouldn't
more.
Believe it.
Right, but you'd still...
I'd be like, fuck you, you didn't do... That's
right,
bullshit.
But someone said that to you where you, after you just did a huge brawl, you'd be like, fuck. Like, really? Like, he didn't even bother, like, trying, and he put me through this hell. Why am I doing this?
Here's what I saw in that fight is the problem. What I thought the problem with... Well, it was a masterful defense by John Jones. Wouldn't let Alex Gustafsson get into a rhythm.
Right.
Number one, wouldn't let him get into range. But there was something else that I was noticing about Gustafsson is he wasn't fighting to win. He was fighting not to lose. Whenever you fight not to lose, like, he wasn't letting his hands go.
Well, he was getting his rhythm broke, like you said. But
right.
I think
there's
a couple of parts in the fight where, like, you could see that he was like, okay, now he's got his rhythm, now he's got his flow, but he's just not on the same level. And
I still think he is. I think the
baby.
No, there's. I'm not even going to blame it on that. I just think he got mentally beat before he got into that. For sure. Ring. That's what it was.
Yeah, but I think again he's been like that.
Like if you
since that of the first fight, he's been like that. Where it's like he's nowhere near being the same like world beater that he was.
I don't know. The only person he's lost to was DC.
And is another champ.
Right, but what I'm saying is, he beat up everybody else.
And then he lost to Rumble. Rumble fucked him up.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Rumble fucked him up. That's what I'm saying. He lost a couple of fights after the John Jones fight. He just didn't have it.
Yeah, he lost to guys that are only...
Not even top 10?
Huh?
Yeah.
Who's not top 10?
I'll tell you, like, who he lost to while we're sitting here. He lost to guys that was just like, he shouldn't...
Not since he lost to...
I'll tell you right now who he lost to. Alex Gustafsson. Let's see. Either way, I was right about it. And then, come on, give me that Wikipedia page, son. Shout out to Amanda Nunes. Whooped that ass like I told you she would. I told you, people have been sleeping on her. Even when people are like, "Oh,
I'm gonna
I'll
have
give
to
her
listen
credit."
to see exactly what you said.
Like, yeah, see, he lost to DC, to AJ, to John Jones. No, I thought he lost to somebody else.
No.
He beat, again, no, this is why. Because he beat Jan Blachowicz, fucking nobody.
That guy's not a nobody.
Glover Teixeira, he beat Glover Teixeira, which, again, like...
Jan Blachowicz is a tough Polak that...
No, we had this discussion, right? And then, like, who also lost to Patrick Cummings. Like,
Who did?
Blachowicz. He beat Jimmy Manuwa. Jimmy Manuwa, I think, is a little overrated. And he beat all these other guys that are just like fucking nobodies. He lost, like, Blachowicz lost to Corey Anderson. He lost to Jimmy Manuwa the first time. Like, the one person that I'm sad about is Latifi, because I was a big fan of Latifi. I think he looks like a good dude, and like I really like root for him because he sounds like he has like a cool story, but he doesn't have that much time left either. But Gustafsson just needs to retire already. He's not gonna get any fights that, like, he'll probably get some good fights. He'll make some money, but he's not gonna break like the top 3 again. He's just not.
He didn't fall.
Oh, you didn't hear that Luke Rockhold wants to fight John Jones?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, you think that Gustafsson can really take on Luke Rockhold?
Yes.
Not a fucking chance.
I bet you he could.
I guarantee you would. I will put you $100 on it right now.
Maybe not on the ground.
I will give you
stand up.
$100 right now that Rockhold would fucking smoke
Rockhold has
Gustafsson.
never fought anybody 6'5".
Okay, so you're like, he never trains against guys like Stefan Struve.
I don't know. I've never watched him train.
I'm telling you, like,
And
you've seen him train. I've
never seen him train.
Look, Gustafsson is nowhere near on Luke Rockhold's striking level, hands down. And then let alone come down to like the ground, even worse.
Well, he's gonna. Well, I'll tell you what. If Luke Rockhold wants to fight John Jones, he's gonna have to. Luke's gonna have to make some bones at 205 before he calls out the champ.
He'll have like one fight for sure.
He needs at least.
So
I'd
he'll
say 2. Then put him and Gustafsson together.
For sure, that's probably going to be the fight. That's probably going to be the fight.
That'll be a test. But look, I always say Rockhold is one of those guys. Like, he either like he like it's funny. It's like we're saying he could. What chance would you give him against John Jones?
Luke?
Yes.
It'd be a tough fight. It would definitely be a tough fight. Like,
now remember, he's gotten knocked out by
Bisping
and Yoel.
I mean, if you're gonna get knocked out, like, Bisping was kind of like a lucky shot, and he got knocked out by Vitor.
Oh yeah, with that
spinning wheel kick.
Spinning wheel kick.
So if you look at it, it's kind of like, well, the people that knocked him out pretty good. Other than Bisping caught him like from a weird angle, which anybody's gonna get fucking knocked out from at that range. But I mean, it's fucking Yoel Romero.
I know. Do you not agree? Even though I may not like, I used to totally respect and love John Jones. And a lot of his antics over the years have made me lose some of that respect for him. Obviously, I don't know him, and I don't, I can only go by what I hear.
Right.
But I would never take away the fact that I believe John Jones is the greatest fighter of all time. I think he's better than Anderson. I think he's better than anybody, because the fact of the matter is nobody's been able to beat him. The closest person, I believe, was Gustafsson. Gustafsson came close. That's been the closest person to beat John Jones.
And again, if he's right and or honest, which that's a whole different story, about him coming into that without properly training, which I believe, I don't
believe that.
I believe that 100%. I believe that. Like, I think it's kind of. I mean, again, I was a big Gustafsson fan. I was a huge Gustafsson fan, but it's when you see it, like, okay, like, you don't have it anymore. You don't need it anymore. Like, you're not going to sit there and you're not going to do the crazy hours training. You're not going to do all that crazy extra work. Like, dead honest truth, if Gustafsson juiced and he came into that fight juiced, he would have a chance to beat John Jones. Naturally, like, speaking, never gonna happen. Like, if he just came in like Natty, nope, not gonna happen.
Well, obviously that's what he does.
That's what I'm saying. It just is not gonna happen. But if he came in juiced for sure, he would have the muscle mass, the strength. He would have the speed to come in there and just come in 100%.
Well, he didn't.
fight.
That was the whole thing, is he didn't commit. Like,
Yeah.
even though, again, John Jones was doing a masterful job keeping him at bay with kicks and stuff like that. But even then, even there were times he could have, if he would have committed to the combination, I think he could have gotten inside and gotten in the
But
range.
you know what I saw is that I didn't see the creative John Jones. I didn't see the one that did like the crazy like spinning back fists or spinning like elbows and all that stuff. Like I didn't see that much from him this time.
Well, probably because,
I'm sure he was probably worried about like getting hit.
yeah,
Like for sure he was probably worried about getting
because
hit.
with Gustafson's length,
Anybody can get it.
yeah, but if, trying to get fancy, he did a straightforward game plan. There was
Yeah.
no
Okay, but can we talk about Amanda Nunes whooping that ass?
holy shit. So I can't remember who I was talking to this week. I said I think the only way she could have, as everybody knows, Amanda Nunes' strongest point in the fight is those first 2 minutes. That's when Amanda Nunes is.
But that's also when like Cyborg comes in like the hardest too.
Yeah, but no, I've seen Cyborg. I think what happened is they both wanted the knockout. They both wanted it immediately and fast.
I think what happened was
And
they
they
both felt that first punch and said, "Fuck this! I'm not gonna stay in here like and do this for 5 rounds. Like I'm not gonna take that shot for 5 rounds." And then once it started getting like wild, it got fucking hectic.
Yeah, it was crazy.
She look, man, ATT has the right coaches and stuff. She put that overhand. She went over the shoulder and got those hits pretty solid. Jiu-jitsu wise, Gilbert's out of the Grand Slam this week. There's the Abu Dhabi Grand Slam. I don't know if you saw the brackets, but it's pretty good.
Is he injured?
Yeah, he hurt his shoulder. I haven't spoken to him other than like saying, Merry Christmas, New Year, whatever. I haven't seen. I gotta hit him up, see what the deal is. But we definitely gotta get him to come in and jump on the podcast.
Yeah, we're lining up to people. Some
I guess
guests.
so. Yeah, I got a couple of people lined up. Funny enough, you know who I ran into today? Tim from Novogenics.
Oh yeah.
I was like sitting there, I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? He's like, oh, I'm having lunch with my kids. I'm like, well, that I can see. So I told him we got to get him come in here. So you guys definitely, if you're ever in the area and you guys need to get your body fixed up again with some PRP shots, or if you are looking to get your testosterone back up, definitely hit up Novogenics. I wish I could afford that stuff. I need a good test boost, make me feel young again.
So have you seen any movies?
I've been watching a couple of different movies.
I'm not talking off Netflix. Have you gone to the movies?
I haven't. I need to go. There's a whole list. I still got to watch the Spider-Man movie.
I've seen it.
Supposedly it's really good.
It was really good. Saw Bumblebee.
As good as that?
Yeah, it was good. It was entertaining.
It's a prequel, right?
Yeah, it's a prequel. Probably my favorite Transformers movie besides the first one.
Really?
Yeah. But I've got a soft spot for Bumblebee. Also, saw Aquaman. I went a lot.
Shout out to my friend Julian Lewis, who's in there. He's his dad. I want to get him on the podcast.
Julian Lewis. Oh, from Once Were Warriors.
He's Poseidon, or Neptune, or whatever. Like he's Aquaman's dad.
No, Aquaman doesn't have a dad. Aquaman's dad is human.
No, underwater.
Yes. No.
That's yes.
No, Aquaman's dad is human.
All right.
His mother is a merperson.
Listen, whatever Poseidon, Neptune, whatever the guy is in the movie.
Okay, okay. You keep saying dad, and I'm like, no.
If you look,
because his dad is a
land dweller.
Land dweller, but in the movie he was also.
If you're from the water,
he was Jango Fett. He was Jango Fett in the Star Wars movies.
Who? Aquaman?
No, Aquaman's father.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
It was also,
he's a good actor.
Did you ever see the movie Once Were Warriors?
No, but I saw like I've seen clips when they're like fighting in the bar and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a
he
a
was in
bad
that.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
No,
Jake.
I watched Blade of the Immortal, which is a pretty good movie. You might dig that. It's all in Japanese.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Hulu. But it's pretty good.
Yeah, see, I don't have Hulu.
You're messing
I have
up.
Netflix and Amazon.
I still gotta watch Bird Box.
I hear really good things, and then I hear really bad things.
I think it's probably one of those things where it's a good scary movie, but it's kind of corny on the delivery.
The greatest movie I've seen on Netflix recently was The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
The heck is that?
It's a Coen Brothers movie made just for Netflix, and it's basically it's like 5 or 6 small stories, and it's one of my favorite things to come out.
Yeah, I had to check it out.
It's awesome.
I haven't been to movies. I can't remember the last.
Liam Neeson's in it. Trying to think who else is in it. It's like it's got some people that you've seen and some people. James DeFranco's in it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
How's he not in jail?
I don't know. Well, maybe there's no.
It's like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like he should kind of be in jail if that's what happened. I was gonna go see him in Orlando too. I wonder if they're still doing that tour. They must have canceled it.
I don't know.
I gotta look it up. Man, you think he did it?
I think with Instagram and looking at a girl, you don't know how old she is. So I don't.
No, I'm talking about Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, Neil, I doubt it. But
You
you
so?
never know. I don't look, dude. I don't know. Look. I'm all for women getting justice, but I'm all for there being due process and show and proof and all that
Right?
kind of
No,
shit.
I totally agree with you. But
So it's
you
like
think he did it?
I don't think so. I really
don't think so?
I don't think.
Did you
Neil
read
deGrasse-
up the story though?
No, I haven't really.
Like she definitely doesn't seem like she's on the right rocker, and I mean not to shame her or anything by any means, but it was like everything is based around this website called Pathos, I think it's called, and it's like a religious website, but it's like the cheesiest like religious website. It's about all religions and spirituality and this, that, and the other. Whatever, cool for you, but that's her whole thing. So it's, I don't know, everything was based off of that. So I think she kind of shot herself in the foot by going through that instead of going to like an actual like news.
And it's so scary nowadays because people get convicted in the crime of public in the public's eye. They
Right.
they're guilty before
Proven innocent?
any. It used to be you're considered innocent until proven guilty. Now you're guilty until you can prove yourself innocent.
And even then, you're kind of scarred for life.
Yeah, and you're scarred. You're done. If
Yeah.
that's it. So it's like it's a weird thing that
I think
the
it's
world's
kind of
going
like
through.
because there's so many people that I know that get away with shit. And like, damn, you motherfucker, you got away with it. You know,
No, yeah, like
that. You know that person should have been rotting in hell.
like what's his name? Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, but see,
At the
but
same
fuck
time,
that, fuck that, though. Yeah.
I guarantee you, there's plenty of women that are now coming out after that were totally like, well, if it gets me ahead in Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean,
I guarantee you.
look, I've seen it. I've seen it in
it's
person.
regret.
Yeah,
Regret.
No, but it's still like a scumbag move because I've seen it in person with the music industry, and I've seen like girls that were interns and like whether it's like the manager or whoever like trying to like bribe them, saying like, oh, you know, I can get you hooked up. You know, why don't you come hang out with me? Why don't we go out to dinner and let's see what I can do for you? Like I've seen it. I've seen it happen. It's like, dude, you're a fucking scumbag.
But that's the world, man. Like the world, like even a marriage.
And
everything.
I even saw it like in college, like a college professor, like, and I fucking hate it. Funny enough, I was even thinking about it today. Like I'm trying so hard to let go of like a lot of things in the past. So like I've been kind of doing mental checks and just going through everything. And I'm like, man, I remember this fucking guy. He was such a scumbag, and he was fucking like trying to bang the students like in like his own classes. I'm like, dude, you can't do that.
Yes, he can if they're an adult.
No. You still can't. You still can't. Even if you're an adult, if there's a student in your class, you're not allowed to have that. If it's a student in the school to begin with, fine. That's one thing, but you can't have
Well,
like,
you can lay your groundwork in your class.
I don't know. I mean, I dated a teacher like when I was at FAU. That one didn't work out that well.
And where you see it a lot is in jiu-jitsu.
Well, we talked about
Yeah,
it.
we talked about it. But it's
before.
like we see that all the time.
Here's the thing, like I don't have a problem with it if it's like it happens. Like this girl comes in, like, or a guy, if you're whatever way you go, like, and something happens and you two click it and then it goes. Fine. But what I hate it's when it's always like a new one and a new one and a new one, and like you're always switching up, but it's always girls that come in and are taking the class. Like, well, now you're just fucking trying to use that. You're trying to use that black belt like magic. Be like, oh, I'm a black belt, you know. And then once the girls get addicted to jiu-jitsu, then you try and put on the moves. Like, seen it. I've seen it. We've seen it. Like, then you're a dick. Then you're a scumbag. It's like, I wouldn't let someone come into like to school and be like, hey, listen, just so you know, he's probably gonna try and bang you. Like, I would say it flat out. I would just say it flat out. Like, he's probably gonna try and bang you. Cause I know that you've seen it. I'm not gonna name any names, but I've seen like female fighters that come in with their coaches, and it's very clear that they're banging the coach, and the coach's wife is right there, but she's the only one oblivious to it. Everybody else knows. It's like, fuck that guy.
It's so weird how we're such an evolved society, but yet we're still stuck on sex.
You're never gonna get away from that.
No,
it's
I understand
primal.
that.
It's the primal need. It's a primal instinct. You're never gonna get away with that.
Here's like I was thinking about this actually.
Sex.
I was doing some reading the other day. Some actual Bible, like
Oh, Jesus.
Bible stuff.
We're not getting into that.
No, listen.
I'm listening.
But it's funny how, like, we are hardwired. Like everything that we do is there's only one purpose for humanity.
Procreation.
Procreation.
I'm
Is
okay
to
with
make
that.
it's to make more people.
I'm okay with that.
That's why we're here. Once we're here, we need to make more of us. So it's hardwired in us, this sexual urge stuff but it's like, but at the same time, it's like we are evolved enough that our brains, like we have all these things. We have the internet. We have portal guns that do or do not work. You know, we have all these things now, but yet it's still, when it boils down to it, it's all about getting power. And what do you get when you get power? You get.
It's part of it. It's part
weird.
of it.
It's as Rogan says, it's that chimpanzee part of us that wants to be the king of or the head of the troop, the monkey troop, and gets to bang everybody.
No, it's
because
just part
that's
of it.
what we're supposed to do.
But it's part of. If you look at it, it's just the same way of how we survived for thousands and thousands of years. You have to sit there and like, you got to find out who the alpha male is. You got to find out who the alpha female is. Like you have to separate it that way. But it's gonna be a very long time before we ever get away from that. Like sex sells. Sex sells for marketing.
It's not gonna go away as long as we have a human brain.
You know what's funny though is like when it comes to like training wise. Like, obviously, if, like, I'm at the gym or somebody, like, oh, that chick's hot. Like, that girl's hot. Whatever. But I'll never be the one to be like, hey, what's up? Oh, I can show you how to do that. Especially with, like, jiu-jitsu. Like, I make it a point. I'm like, I'll say hi, but I'll never be the one to be like, oh, let me show you how to do that. Okay. Oh, yeah, let's go. That's really cool. Yeah, you should definitely come train with us some more. Like, I'm never going to be that fucking guy because it's such a scumbag move. Like, you don't know what she went through. She wants to come in and train. She doesn't want to deal with your dumbass. Like, let her come and train. And that's the funny part. Is like, when it comes to jiu-jitsu, it's one of those things where it's... If you roll with a girl that's really, really good, that's the last thing that you're going to have to worry about. You're never going to be like, oh, she's hot. I'm rolling with her. She's hot. You're going to be like, this girl's going to fuck me up.
My whole thing, what I tell everybody is, everybody on this mat is a Barbie doll or a Ken doll. We're plastic. You know what I'm saying? You might as well not have a vagina. You might as well not have a penis if you're
until you get kneed in the nuts.
Yeah, that you can't make go away. But
that, you know what's funny is like the other day when I was training with Erica, it's like I was showing her like the De La Hiva pass. She's like, I'm like, you have to throw your knee and you have to. She's like, I'm afraid of hitting your. she I forget what she called it. Your your area. I was like, you can say my junk. I'm like, don't worry, I'm not like offended or anything. I was like, no. I was like, Sean's crushed my balls plenty of times. Like, they barely even work. Just fucking go.
By the way, she's one of the worst ones. She probably has no problem saying junk.
Yeah.
They catch me all the time. Like, you really don't realize it, but like, there's a lot of things in jiu-jitsu that are
Sketchy to the balls.
well, no, I'm not even talking about that. That are suggestive, and like when I tell people, like sometimes I'm like, you gotta get it, like you gotta get it in there or whatever, and like, and her and Colin used to be the worst. They would both just start laughing like little kids.
I mean, yeah, because that's
And then
definitely probably not the way you should be saying it.
Well, that's what you got
You
to
don't
do.
say
Sometimes.
you gotta really penetrate the defense. Like,
No, I don't say that, but I'm like, you got to really get, like, if you're gonna like getting the underhook, you really got to shoot it through. And I would do this motion, like you got to shoot it through. And then
I would laugh too. Come on.
And that's what, and all the
You
time,
can't sit
I
there
would
and
get,
say,
I would get
you
it
gotta
all the
shoot
time.
through. Like, dude, that's something. See, like you're setting yourself up though. Like that's something you're
But I'm
supposed
not
to say
thinking.
once.
But I'm not thinking it. I'm
Yeah.
thinking. I'm trying to get the point across, and then
Yeah, but you can't
inevitably,
say like you have to shoot it through and just start pumping
well,
your
because
fists. Like,
sometimes you gotta like pop it. Like I call it the jackhammer motion. Like sometimes it takes you gotta like jackhammer it in, and it's like a pop,
what's
pop,
that?
pop,
What's
pop,
that?
pop, pop.
Is that alliteration? Would you call that alliteration?
No, alliteration is when everything begins with the same sound, same vowel,
So then, what would you
or
call
not
that?
same vowel. What?
Like
That's automatopoeia.
no,
Pop, 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 pop. There's one.
no. I'm saying where you're making the suggestive motion while you're describing something.
Oh, I don't think that's anything. But it's like, but that's what you do with the underhook. When you do it, you gotta fucking get it in there. And then they would always
See,
like eventually.
you're doing that on purpose, though.
No, I'm not. Now I'm right, but that's what I was saying. But when I'm in the moment and I'm trying to coach you,
Right.
all I'm trying to think of is get it in there, get that arm in there, and eventually, one of them would say, "That's what she said," or
Have you?
whatever.
I would too. More power to them. Have you ever read those words that kind of like don't exist in the English language but exist in other languages?
Like,
I'll see if I can pull it up. So there's tons of words that obviously are used in other languages that aren't used in the English language to describe like certain either moments, feelings, events, whatever it is. Let's see, words in other languages that
like there's words in the German language that mean a feeling.
You're right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
But it's like hugely long words, and sometimes
not all the time.
Not
Let's
all
see.
the time, but some of them are.
I was just thinking about that while you were pounding it in, evidently.
I don't say pound it. I said you got to shoot it through, shoot it. What I've been telling everybody when it comes to the underhook, do the Freddie Mercury, and what I mean by Freddie Mercury,
Oh, you gotta put the hand up, yeah.
get the hand up like Freddie Mercury in front of the mic.
Let's see. Let's find a good one. A lot of these are in Spanish. I don't want it in Spanish. I want like the. Here we go. Inuit. It's Iksuarpak. You suddenly discover that you have a long lost brother. After a series of feverish phone calls, he agrees to meet you at your house. You're so excited that your lips are numb and your palms are sweating. Because of your excitement, you keep going outside to see if he's arrived. That act of going outside is Iksuarpak. That's stupid. Fa'amiti is Samoan. Fa'amiti. Have you ever known someone who has that weird ability to make a loud whistling noise by sucking air past their lips? They usually use it to get people's attention or to call their dog. It's ear-piercing and incredibly effective. It's called Fa'amiti. There you go. What's another one? Pelinti, which is bully, or from Ghana, literally translated to move hot food around in your mouth. Pelinti.
That just means chew.
Yeah.
But there is when it's hot, you're always like.
Yeah. Let's see. Kummerspeck. That's the German one.
That's a German one.
Literally translated into grief bacon. This word describes the extra pounds you put on from overeating. Oh, I am definitely Kummerspecken. I'm Kummerspecken a lot. Let's see. Oh, this one's good. This is definitely me. It's Georgian, and
from
from
Georgia,
from Georgia, like
the
European
country.
Georgia, and it's Shimo Midshamo, which translates literally to "I accidentally ate the whole thing." So good luck with that. What else have we got?
There's a really long word, like in German.
I think it's probably this one. Mami a la pina tapai. Yagan language of Tierra del Fuego. Oh, this is the one that you're looking for. Backpfeifengeschicht. That one.
No, it's this one.
What's it? Oh, jeez. In theory, a German word can be infinitely long. At 80 letters, the longest word ever composed in German is... Yeah, I'm not going to read that. But that's not the same thing. It's just a long word.
Yeah, but it means... What's it mean?
I don't know. What's it mean? 80 letters.
Association for subordinate officials of the head office management of the Danube Steamboat Electrical Service.
See, that's just stupid. That's just a combination of words to describe someone. That's like saying... That is probably like the equivalent of saying he's the chief general inspecting officer, management of whatever, you know?
Well, here's one. Lieben Sab Schmidt partner. Lieben Schmad. It's basically a more elegant, proper version of the longer. It's basically a partner or lover.
That was the most horrible fucking reading I have ever heard for you.
Like it's like they make these long words.
It's German. German are good people. I mean, new Germans, not the old Germans. The old Germans are kind of
Old Germans are.
Oh, I guess these.
Gesundheit. Speaking of German.
Dankeschön. Yeah, high five.
Dankeschön.
Oh, did I ever tell you the story how Russian, knowing a couple of words in Russian, kept me from getting stabbed?
No.
Oh, I got to tell you this. So, this kid that I used to be friends with, who's a total fucking scumbag, by the way. So, I hope one day he hears this so he can go fuck himself. But anyway, it was...
Name names then.
No, fuck that. I really can't. So, we went to the Keys for his bachelor party. Mind you, I'm the only one out of that group of people that actually drank and like partied. So I was like, all right, fuck it, let's go to the Keys. Didn't have that much money, so out of everyone in like the room, I'm the one that slept on the floor or whatever. Don't give a shit. Lived like that before. So like one of the last nights, probably like the second to last night, like when we were really partying, it's like, fuck it, let's go. We're drinking. Rent a bike. I'm having a giant fat Tuesday mug full of just booze. I am boozing and riding my bike. We're going around, we're going to Fat Tuesdays, bar hopping, back and forth, whatever. Earlier in the day, we had tried to go to that, is it southeasternmost point?
Yes, southernmost point.
Southernmost point. So southernmost point, we tried to go there. It was packed. It was fucking packed with people. I was like, we're never going to get this fucking photo. Fuck this place.
You know what's fucked up is you can even go south a little bit more from that point.
Yeah.
Like you should put it right on the fucking...
On the edge.
On the edge.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It's all tourist traps. Anyway, so we're going around.
Get your shit together, Key West.
We're all like bar hopping, drinking. I'm drinking heavy. So it's me, him, his brother, and a couple of our friends. Excuse me, keep burping. And I was like, hey, why don't we go to the southernmost point, get this photo fucking now. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Let's go. So at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, there's fucking nobody out there. It's because people's houses are right there. So obviously no one's going to go out there. So we're there. We're completely by ourselves. We're fucking climbing the thing. We're taking photos, like whatever. Out of nowhere, I just hear like a rumble. Just, I'm like, oh shit. We got some biker dudes coming up. 3 biker guys come up, just decked out, fucking leather, smoking cigars. And like they fucking like, if I'm standing here, the southernmost point's right behind me, and where you are is my friend taking a photo, they came right up and just parked their bikes right there. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, something's about to go down. They're drunk. These guys are riding their bike. They're wasted, too. And they're speaking Russian, but they can speak English, but they were speaking Russian to each other. I was like, all right, I'm not going to fuck with these guys. But strike up a conversation with them. Like, I'm cool with whoever. So we're talking, whatever, fine. They're like, oh, could you take a photo for us? And my friend's brother, they're spoiled rich kids. He picks up, he's like, oh, I can't read this stupid shit. It's written some fucking, like, he's saying all kinds of, like, just stuff. It's written in some dumb language, and he didn't use that word, but he was just saying the most wrong things you could say to someone. I'm like, dude, just give me, I'll take the camera, whatever. And I could see these guys are getting pissed. These guys are getting really fucking pissed. I'm like trying to to just chill out the whole situation because everybody's starting to get heated, and he's just being like an asshole because he's used to his lawyer dad bailing him out of everything. So finally I was like, hey, you guys want to have a shot or something? And they're like, no. I was like, come on. And then I forget, or we went to say bye, and I said it in Russian.
Dos vidanya?
Yeah, I said dos vidanya. And they're like, oh, you speak Russian? I'm like, no, but I know that. I was like, you guys want to do a shot? So I had these tiny little, like, those pussy, like, vodka shots, like the little mini bottles, or, like, flavored vodka. I was like, oh, come on, let's have a drink, whatever. And they're like, no, okay. And so I started drinking with them. Mind you, these kids, I was like, I don't give a fuck what these guys are doing anymore. I'm getting cool with the biker guys that were about to kill us. So he's, like, can tell, like, he's calming down, like, the main guy. The other two guys are kind of pissed. And he's like, you like cigars? I'm like, yeah. He starts reaching into his boot. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm about to get stabbed. I'm like, no one just reaches into their boot, pulls out a fucking cigar, gives me a cigar. Turns out this guy owned a cigar rolling factory in Fort Lauderdale. Like, him and I, like, hit it off. We became super cool and just, like, sat there and drank for, like, another 45 minutes and fucking took off. That was it. But I was this fucking close to getting my ass beat because some racist little, like, rich boy.
Is it really racist? It's nationalist.
And no, it's definitely still racist when you're sitting there and, like, putting down someone's country.
It's not racist.
Well, they're from a different culture.
That's not racism.
That's racism.
No.
For a different culture from a different country, they speak different languages.
If they're the same color skin as you, that's not
racism.
racism.
Yeah, well, he's Cuban, so.
Well, I'm just saying it's not racism. I don't think it was. It's
super ignorant.
It's ignorant, but it's not racist.
But when it comes down to you almost getting my ass kicked, I was like, I kind of, in hindsight, wish I could have been like, yo, fuck that kid up. He's not gonna do anything. Fuck that kid up. It's like after that trip, I was like, I could tell like this whole group of people are fucking scumbags. I'm out. But
did you go to the wedding?
Yeah, I went to the wedding. I like sat down in the corner, whatever. Like the kid did like a lot of like scummy shit to like screw me over. There's like a whole list of stuff. Like if I sit there and like name names and started like putting the stuff out there, for sure there would be a court case. So I can't fucking say it.
Screwed you out of money?
Not me, but I would definitely get fucked in the long run. Like I said, the two kids' dad is like a lawyer. He's a big time lawyer, and what they did was they did some other shit that was like super illegal. So I have like the goods on them, but I can't say anything because then it would start all kinds of shit. But yeah, fucking scumbags. I've known like way too many scumbags in my day.
I can't say that I have. I don't know.
What is it like if someone tells you like there's always a scumbag in the group and you don't know which one is the scumbag? You're probably the scumbag.
I know it's not me. I've never scumbagged anybody.
You've been scummed before.
I've been scummed before.
You've been scummed plenty
of
times.
But I really, what I try to do is I try to give people, I don't let their decisions define them.
Right.
Because I think there's something redeemable in everybody.
I don't do that. I learned my lesson to not give people that second chance. Because if they're going to do it once, they're going to do it twice.
Yeah, but once I understand that they'll do it, I don't give them that same leeway, obviously. It's not so much that. I don't automatically think they're a bad person. Like, unless it's I've known bad people,
right?
But they've never been, like a part of my friends. They would be like, here's my circle of friends, and then these two guys know this guy over here, and this guy over here would sometimes come and hang out with this circle.
Yeah,
he was a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, there's a couple of people like that.
They're satellite, to the core group.
Yeah,
but I consider myself pretty lucky that I've never really had to associate with people just in any of my businesses, or that I've been in. Even wrestling, like there's scummy motherfuckers in wrestling.
Oh, for sure,
scummy. but I would never I just wouldn't deal with them. Like I don't know if I put off a vibe or whatever. It's just,
I think people are probably know better not to mess with the big guy.
well, I wasn't always the biggest dude. Some of these scumbags, think about it. Think about the world of professional
But it probably
wrestling.
changed like from like size wise to like notoriety wise. So like once you started getting more notorious or like known, you got bigger. And that's when like that would have been the premium time to fuck with you had you not been that big.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just, there's scummy people, man. There's people that are, there's just people that want the easiest route to the most they can get.
Oh, for sure.
And that's what that is. That was somebody scumbag somebody. It's just it's because they want it was easier to do it this way than do it the long way around.
Well, it's just no remorse for other people's like well-being in one like form or another. Like I'd rather screw you over and get to the goal line faster than to work hard like everybody else does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's basically it, man. Is this all they want to do is they want the easy way out. If they scumbag somebody, it's because they want to take the easy way out.
I mean, again, I've dealt with a lot of them, like in music and stuff, but I can't even imagine like the kind of scumminess you'd have to deal with in wrestling. Like, I mean, I've dealt with a little bit with MMA for sure. Trying to get the back out here, but music is bad. Music is scum.
Well,
to
yeah.
scum.
Well, because they're and well, anything where money and drugs are the.
It's not even that. It's
But it's
anything
it's,
that involves a promoter.
But it's kind of coin of the realm, where big money, drugs, and sex are like
intertwined. Right.
That's where you're gonna find scumbags.
Yeah, I look. I've been in it. I've been in it from. Like,
And there's plenty of scumbags in jiu-jitsu. We've all known them. We've all met them.
Speaking of which, have you seen the photo of Flavio with his teeth knocked out?
Yes, I did see that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. I haven't heard anything else from Ralph Gracie after that.
Well, he's made some bad decisions, man. Bad decisions. It's it's both admirable and crazy how Brazilians will back other Brazilians in disputes, even when they know they're in the wrong. I've seen that happen a lot. So like a lot of what's happened there with Ralph was because of he was helping a fellow Brazilian. He gave the teaching spot that was in the school to a fellow Brazilian.
Over Kurt?
No, over the guy under Kurt. That was like.
Oh, right.
So that's how that whole thing. That's how that whole split started, apparently. But he took, rather than the people who have been with you and loyal to you, and
it's like, oh well, we come from the same part of the
same part
the
of
world.
you just happen to come from the same part of the world, speak the same language.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that conversation.
Yeah, it's crazy how that happens in jiu-jitsu.
It's a lot to do with the.
But it's admirable at the same time that you have that much.
It's an old school mindset of
Right.
one of those things. Like, well, we grew up in the same neighborhood.
But
It's
you have that
which is like I get it.
loyalty
but
to the bloodline. You know,
but it's
to the
like if you and I both came from the same city in Florida, and 10 years down the road we both went our separate ways, we probably never even hung out. But I'm the CEO of a company, and you come in, you're like, hey, I need a job. It's like, well, I needed, a manager to do this, and I had this guy who's been working for me for 10 years who has all the right qualifications, but you look like you know what you're doing, from the same city, and in Italian, that's why you hear like paisan, like, oh, we're paisanos, like, yeah, we gotta go.
Well, no,
like,
it happens a lot with different
cultures,
ethnics, or I was gonna say ethnic groups, or even countrymen. It happens with Italians. It happens with Jews.
Yeah.
It happens with Brazilians. And it's like I said, it's admirable that they have this loyalty to their country or their
Countrymen.
culture, or, that look at, and they want to help their people along, but it's at the same time sometimes
super detrimental.
Yeah, and that's Kurt was he's an icon of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like he's one of those. He's a living icon because of the
his personality
and everything. So it's like, so he basically took a jiu-jitsu tourist attraction and did away with it.
Yeah.
And that comes down to ego. Well, they're not coming here to see Kurt. They're coming here to see me.
Yeah.
I'm Ralph Gracie, or Health Gracie.
I don't know if that's really the case anymore.
But that's what I don't think that is the case. I don't like as valuable as the Gracie name is. I don't think people were training at Health Gracie because it was a Gracie school. I think people were training at Health Gracie because Kurt was there.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
And I don't know how well Empire is doing.
I think he's doing pretty good, actually. I know that they had like a camp. They had like a weekend kind of like sleepaway camp right there in the gym. It's a 2-story place. It looks pretty cool. I'll definitely have to go check it out. I might be going, like I said, to LA. So if I got some extra time, I'll drive down there and go check it out.
That's like a 6-hour drive.
Whatever.
I'd better be go down 2 hours to San Diego, go to Atos or Art of Jiu-Jitsu.
If anything, I want to go try and hit up Studio 540.
Yeah, that would be an awesome.
Yeah. So I might have to try and put some strings.
Like what's funny is I think Temple is the closest thing to a Studio 540, where it's like
yes and no. I would say yes vibe wise. I would say no money wise.
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about what the philosophy of it is.
Well, again, that's comes down to who owns it. Rob Zepp he has that for himself. At the end of the day, that's a whole entire like studio just for him, and then people get to go and train there, but all he has to say is like, I want it for me today. And it's all yours, boss. All right, before we wrap this up, I think it would be a wasted opportunity if we didn't sit there and say, what'd you learn in 2018 and what you want to work on in 2019?
Well, what I learned in 2018 is I had to step away from jiu-jitsu, had to take a step back of it being a priority in my life because of school.
Right.
What I learned is that sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. But at the time, it was something I had to do. What I'm going to try to do in 2019 and going forward is never having to step away from jiu-jitsu again. Or not even step away. I shouldn't say step away, but step back. And where it became less of a priority, where, I wasn't training. I barely trained at all in 2018.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm ready to get back in the saddle. I'm brand new graduate. I'm ready to, get
Are
this.
you done?
Yeah, I graduated in December.
Congratulations.
Supposedly.
Oh, you haven't gotten that piece of paper yet?
I haven't gotten the piece of paper yet.
You didn't fucking graduate shit.
But I made
a walk, if you made the walk.
I didn't make the walk.
Why didn't you do the walk?
Because there was nobody there to see me walk.
I would have gone.
Yeah, it was on a Friday in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah, it would have given me a reason not to fucking work.
Yeah, and plus I couldn't get tickets because I applied too late, so it was like I wasn't gonna. Well,
everybody gets 2 tickets for free regardless.
No, if you apply too late, you got to be put on a list.
Has that ever stopped me from walking into a motherfucker?
Well, yeah, I don't know, but like.
It's all right, cool, dude. I didn't want to be there for a goal of yours.
Well, you know what? The goal was never to walk. I never the only reason I was going to walk was because my grandmother wanted me to walk. She wanted to see it, and I'm like, well,
and you didn't do it for Nana?
I couldn't get tickets.
Nana wanted this one fucking thing, and you didn't do it?
I couldn't do it.
Wow. You remember the whole conversation we had about scumbag? You're definitely the scumbag.
I tried.
You couldn't be like, hey, has anybody got a ticket to sell?
I don't know anybody who graduated.
Oh man.
They don't. It's not like you graduate with people.
You could have easily just written an email to the fucking school, be like, listen, This is like my grandma's.
I did
like,
write an
wish.
email to the school. That's how I got put on the waiting list.
Man.
And then it just...
What a dick move. You got so lazy that you couldn't even get Nana a ticket.
Not lazy. I just couldn't make it happen.
I hope you lose sleep
No, I don't.
over it.
Because
pretty bad.
It was. But at the end of the day, I'm a college graduate now. I get to say that.
For a second, I
Which
thought
is
you said
awesome.
high school. It's like you just went full Billy Madison, huh?
No,
That's cool. Well, congratulations.
only took me 27 years.
Yeah, a lot of people take that long.
Yeah,
They're called doctors.
They're called triple doctors. Technically, I could be a doctor 3 times over working on one of my masters.
I think it probably goes faster the next couple of times, doesn't it?
I don't know. Depends. Depends on what I'm getting my doctorate in.
All right. That's good. That's it.
That's it.
As far as for me, what I learned was the people that are truthfully there for you, that are truthfully like care about you, will never judge you for having to make certain decisions in your life that are like positive. It's like you said, you had to step back from jiu-jitsu. I had to step back of a lot of stuff. I had to step back on things that like almost like they kind of made me depressed and kind of made me feel like shit. But all the people that were truthfully there, that are genuine, good quality people and actually care about me, like made me feel a lot better. Saying like, no, sometimes you got to take a step back to do this, to do that. You got to take a step back to go forward again. So that was like kind of a harsh lesson that I learned. It's not something that I didn't know, but it was definitely one of those things that it kind of hit a reset button on my way of looking at things. For 2019, there's a lot of things that I got to learn, but if we're talking about just jiu-jitsu, I want to learn the limits that I truthfully have as far as my capabilities in jiu-jitsu. I want to truthfully like push the limits of my capabilities in the art and the sport. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what goes on. And it's not just like, oh, competing and things like that. Like, no, I really want to be able to go in deep into the art and learn, like truthfully learn it to satisfy the art and not to satisfy the ego and the competitions. So we'll see what happens. Oh man, I am tired. I didn't get a power nap after open mat today.
Me neither.
So we gotta wrap this up and get going. Thank you guys again for tuning in. One thing I did want to talk about is probably too late now, but we've been having some issues with SoundCloud cutting off our podcast early, so I apologize for that. If you've been watching it on YouTube, it goes the full length, so you can always pop it up on YouTube. I'm trying to fix all the issues. I've been going back and forth with SoundCloud, so there might be a change on where we do our hosting for the podcast, but it'll always be on iTunes and all the other outlets. So just letting you guys know. I apologize if you wanted to tune in to the rest of the podcast from last time, but it got cut off in the last 30 minutes. But we got plenty more coming for you this year. You got anything else for the people?
I got nothing for the people.
All right.
Just peace and love.
Peace and love. Shout out to all of our sponsors. Thank you very much to Choke Aloha, Jiu-Jitsu Soap, Giraffe Choke, and Nomad. Thank you guys for all the support. Shout out to Novogenics. It was great running into Tim today. And get you some of the salve, the heel hooker salve from Jiu-Jitsu Soap. This shit's bomb fire.
Bunch of hookers.
Love them. Love them heel hookers. Follow Shawn, Gorilla Boy, BJJ. Follow the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, all over the place. Jiu-Jitsu Radio on Instagram, or for me, Sonder Marketing on Instagram. And we'll see you guys next time. Happy New Year.
Get it.